The doorbell rang like a thunderclap in the quiet afternoon, jolting Eleanor from her daze at the kitchen table. She opened the package with trembling hands, expecting some mundane heirloom from Celine's parents, but inside lay a delicate girl's dress, pale pink and embroidered with elegant script. "For our little Celeste from Grandma and Grandpa, with love to you and your real mother." Eleanor's heart plummeted as the words sank in. Real mother wasn't Celine, her late wife, but someone else entirely, a name she had buried deep in the recesses of her guilt-ridden mind. She stared at the fabric, her mind racing back to the life she had built on fragile foundations. Eleanor, now 35, had always prided herself on being the steady one, the architect of their family's facade. But this was a grenade lobbed into the heart of her existence. The dress was meant for their daughter Mia, who at 8 years old was the spitting image of Celine, bright blue eyes, unruly blonde curls, and a laugh that could melt the coldest day. Mia was the child they had adopted together, after years of navigating the bureaucratic maze as a same-sex couple in suburban New Jersey. Celine's parents, staunch conservatives from rural Pennsylvania, had never fully accepted their marriage, but after Celine's death 2 years ago in a car accident, they had softened, sending occasional cards and gifts. Or so Eleanor thought. This dress screamed otherwise. Why now? Eleanor paced the living room, the package clutched to her chest like a ticking bomb. Inner turmoil churned. Had they known all along? Celine had confided in her once, in a whispered confession during a sleepless night, about a brief affair years before they met. A woman named Sophia from her college days. It was nothing, Celine had insisted, a fleeting mistake born of confusion. But Sophia had vanished from their conversations, a ghost Eleanor never resurrected. Now the embroidery read Sophia, in tiny stitches beneath the message, hidden like a secret code. No, not hidden, deliberate. Celine's parents must have dug it up, perhaps from old letters or mutual friends, wielding it as a weapon to undermine Eleanor's role as Mia's surviving parent. The thought ignited a fire in her gut. How dare they? After all the court battles to secure her parental rights, the sideways glances from neighbors, the endless explanations to Mia about having 2 moms. Society's weight had pressed down hard enough. Now this familial betrayal. Eleanor sank onto the couch, her mind a whirlwind of what-ifs. If Mia saw this, questions would flood in. Who is Sophia? Why isn't Mommy Celine the real one? And worse, the seed of doubt. Am I really your mom? Eleanor's chest tightened. She had fought tooth and nail for this family, sacrificing her career as a graphic designer to be the stay-at-home parent while Celine climbed the corporate ladder. But deep down a voice whispered, "You always knew you were second best in their eyes." She shoved the dress back into the box, sealing it with tape as if that could contain the chaos. But the damage was done. Memories resurfaced unbidden. Meeting Celine at a pride event in New York City, their instant connection, a spark that defied the world's judgments. Celine, bold and unapologetic, had pulled Eleanor out of her shell, teaching her to embrace their love without apology. Yet even in their happiest moments, shadows lurked. Celine's family holidays where Eleanor was introduced as the roommate. The pointed questions about when Celine would settle down properly. After the adoption, the tensions escalated. Celine's mother had once hissed, "A child needs a real family," during a Thanksgiving dinner that ended in tears. Eleanor glanced at the clock. Mia would be home from school soon. Panic surged. Hide it? Burn it? Confront them? Each option carried its own poison. Hiding meant living a lie, perpetuating the very secrecy that had eroded Celine's spirit. Confronting meant dragging Mia into the fray, exposing her to the ugliness of adult prejudices. And burning? That was destruction. A denial of truth that might one day haunt them all. No, she needed time to think, to weigh the moral quagmire. Was preserving peace worth the ethical cost? Her mind screamed yes, for Mia's sake, but her heart ached with the betrayal's sting. As the school bus rumbled down the street, Eleanor stashed the box in the attic, behind old photo albums filled with happier times. Mia burst through the door, backpack swinging, chattering about her day. "Mom, guess what? We learned about families today." The irony hit like a slap. Eleanor forced a smile, pulling her daughter into a hug. "That's great, sweetie. Tell me all about it." But inside doubt festered. How long could she shield Mia from the storm brewing? The grandparents' gift wasn't just a dress. It was a declaration of war on her legitimacy. And Eleanor, for the first time since Celine's death, felt utterly alone in the fight. That evening, as Mia slept, Eleanor sat in the dim light of her bedroom, scrolling through old emails from Celine's parents. Subtle digs hidden in polite inquiries. How's Mia adjusting without a father figure? We pray for her every day. Now it all clicked. Their softening was a facade, a slow erosion of her place. She debated calling them, her finger hovering over the number. What would she say? How could you? Or demand answers about Sophia? But Sophia was a phantom, a piece of Celine's past Eleanor had chosen to ignore. Ignorance had been bliss until now. The moral tangle deepened. By adopting Mia, they had vowed honesty, yet here she was contemplating deception. Society preached acceptance, but in practice it demanded conformity. Eleanor's friends, mostly straight couples, couldn't grasp the layers, the fear of losing custody, the internalized shame from years of microaggressions. She thought of Celine's last words before the accident. Promise me you'll fight for us, Elle. Fighting meant exposing the truth, but at what price? Mia's innocence? Her own sanity? Restless, Eleanor wandered to the attic, retrieving the box. The dress felt heavier now, laden with implications. If she revealed it, Mia might question everything. Their family's validity, Celine's fidelity. If she didn't, the lie would eat at her soul. A choice loomed, fraught with damage either way. As dawn broke, Eleanor made a tentative decision. She'd seek out Sophia, uncover the full story before deciding. But even that felt like a betrayal to Celine's memory. The web of ethics tightened, leaving her breathless. Eleanor's search for Sophia began in secrecy, a digital dive into Celine's past that felt like rummaging through a grave. She started with old college yearbooks scanned online, her hands shaking as she typed Sophia Langford. The name Celine had mentioned once, in a haze of wine and regret. A LinkedIn profile popped up. Sophia, now 36, a marketing executive in Chicago. Her photo showing a woman with sharp features, dark hair pulled into a professional bun, exuding the kind of confidence that once might have captivated Celine. Eleanor's stomach twisted. This was the mistake. The shadow that now threatened her family. Why pursue this? Her inner voice demanded accountability. If Celine's parents knew about Sophia, perhaps there was more. A child? A lingering connection? The thought made her nauseous. She booked a flight to Chicago under the guise of a work conference, lying to her sister who babysat Mia. Just need a break, she said, but the deception gnawed at her. Lying to protect, or lying to avoid? The line blurred in her mind's ethical fog. Arriving in the windy city, Eleanor felt exposed, a small-town widow in a bustling metropolis. She messaged Sophia via LinkedIn, crafting a careful note. We have a mutual connection through Celine. Can we meet? It's important. The response came swiftly. Of course. Coffee tomorrow. Eleanor's heart raced, anticipation mixed with dread. What if Sophia confirmed the worst? What if she denied everything, leaving Eleanor adrift in paranoia? They met at a cozy cafe near Millennium Park, the air crisp with autumn leaves swirling outside. Sophia arrived first, her presence commanding yet warm. Eleanor? I'm so sorry about Celine. I heard through friends. Her voice was soft, laced with genuine sorrow. Eleanor nodded, clutching her coffee like a lifeline. Thank you. But I need to know. About you and her. The words hung heavy, a confrontation born of desperation. Sophia's eyes widened, then softened. It was college, a confusing time. We dated briefly, intensely, but briefly. Celine ended it when she realized she wanted something real, not hidden. I respected that. Eleanor probed deeper. Was there more? After us? Sophia shook her head firmly. No. We stayed friends, sporadically. She told me about you, how happy you made her. And Mia, she adored that little girl. Relief washed over Eleanor, but it was short-lived. Then why would her parents send a dress embroidered with your name, calling you the real mother? Sophia's face paled. What? That's insane. I never. Wait. Celine mentioned her parents were homophobic, always pushing her toward normalcy. Maybe they fabricated this to hurt you. The pieces clicked. A deliberate sabotage, using Sophia as a pawn to delegitimize Eleanor's motherhood. Anger surged. How low could they stoop? But doubt lingered. Had Celine hidden more? Sophia sensed it. She loved you, Eleanor. Don't let their poison win. Back in her hotel room, Eleanor wrestled with the revelation. Confronting the grandparents now seemed inevitable, but the moral weight pressed. Expose their cruelty and risk alienating Mia from her only remaining blood relatives? Or swallow the insult, preserving a toxic peace? Her mind replayed childhood memories. Her own parents disowning her when she came out at 20. The pain of rejection that shaped her resilience. She wouldn't let Mia endure that, yet shielding her meant endorsing the lie. Returning home, Mia's innocent questions amplified the turmoil. Mom, why were you gone? Did you miss me? Eleanor hugged her tight, whispering, always baby. But inside, resentment brewed toward Celine's parents. She drafted an email, fingers flying. What is the meaning of this gift? Explain yourselves. Sending it felt like crossing a Rubicon, no turning back. The response arrived the next day, curt and defensive. We meant no harm. Sophia was part of Celine's life before you. We thought Mia should know her heritage. Heritage? Eleanor fumed. It was code for traditional. The email dripped with passive aggression, implying Eleanor's love was secondary. She called them, voice steady despite the rage. This is cruel. Mia is my daughter too. Celine's mother sighed dramatically. We're just looking out for her soul. Two women. It's not natural. The word stung, echoing societal biases Eleanor had battled for years. Hanging up, she felt the isolation deepen. Friends offered support, but their well-meaning advice cut them off, ignored the complexity. Mia needed grandparents, flawed as they were. Yet, allowing contact meant subjecting her to subtle indoctrination. The ethical dilemma tore at her. Prioritize family unity or personal dignity. Each choice demanded sacrifice, her peace for Mia's stability, or vice versa. As days blurred, Eleanor confided in a therapist, unpacking layers of grief and anger. I feel like I'm betraying Celine by fighting her family. The therapist nodded. But are you? Or are you honoring her by protecting what you built? Clarity flickered, but doubt persisted. A decision crystallized. She'd limit contact, explain age appropriately to Mia. But the cost? Mia's confusion, her own guilt. The drama escalated inwardly. A storm of what should be versus what is. The confrontation escalated when Celine's parents announced a surprise visit, citing family reconciliation. Eleanor panicked. Mia was excited, chattering about baking cookies with Grandma. How could she deny that joy? Yet, the dress loomed like a specter, its implications unspoken but potent. She met them at the door, steeling herself. We need to talk. Alone. Mia scampered off to play, oblivious. In the living room, tensions crackled. Celine's father, a stern man with a Bible always nearby, cleared his throat. We came to apologize. Sort of. The dress was a mistake. His wife interjected. But Sophia was real. Celine confessed to us years ago, about her phase. We thought you should know. Eleanor's blood boiled. Phase. Our marriage wasn't a phase. And dragging an old fling into this is manipulative. The argument intensified, voices rising. You're confusing Mia, the mother accused. She needs proper guidance. Eleanor shot back. From bigots who can't accept love? The words escaped, raw and unfiltered. Silence fell, heavy with regret. Had she gone too far? Inner conflict raged. Stand firm or backpedal for peace. Celine's father stood. We're leaving. But think about Mia's future, in a world that won't always indulge your choices. After they left, Mia's questions poured out. Why were they mad, Mom? Eleanor knelt, heartbreaking. Grown-up stuff, sweetie. They love you, but sometimes people disagree. The lie tasted bitter, a compromise of her principles. That night, doubts assaulted her. Was shielding Mia enabling prejudice? Or was confrontation selfish, prioritizing her pride over stability? Seeking solace, Eleanor reached out to a support group for LGBTQ parents. Stories mirrored hers. Families torn by rejection, Children caught in crossfire. One woman shared. I cut ties. It hurt, but my kids thrived without the toxicity. Another countered. I endured for the sake of roots. The divide mirrored her turmoil, each path laced with loss. Meanwhile, Sophia called unexpectedly. I dug into my old emails. Celine wrote me after Mia's adoption. Gushing about you both. She was happy, Eleanor. Don't let them rewrite that. Gratitude swelled, but so did complexity. Sophia, once a threat, now an ally. Yet, involving her felt like inviting the past into the present, a risky gamble. Eleanor's decisions piled up, each with repercussions. She restricted visits, explaining to Mia. Grandma and Grandpa need time to understand our family. Mia's tears stung. But why? I miss them. The guilt was crushing. Had she robbed her daughter of heritage for her own vendetta? Society's lens amplified it. Headlines about custody battles for same-sex parents reminded her of vulnerability. One wrong move, and courts could side with blood relatives. Paranoia set in. She consulted a lawyer, fortifying her rights. You're solid, he assured, but added, family drama can sway opinions. The moral quandary deepened. Fight legally, escalating to war, or negotiate, risking erosion of self? Celine's memory haunted her. We chose love over approval. But love demanded sacrifices, perhaps forgiving the unforgivable. A turning point came at Mia's school play, where she beamed on stage. Eleanor watched, pride mingling with fear. What if the grandparents poisoned Mia's mind during calls? She monitored them closely, but resentment built. Inner monologues tormented. You're becoming what you hate. Controlling, distrustful. Yet, protection justified it, right? The drama peaked when Celine's mother emailed a photo album. Celine's true life before. Images of young Celine with Sophia laughing. Eleanor's jealousy flared, irrational but potent. Was their love built on remnants? She deleted it, but the seed took root, questioning everything. Betrayal from beyond the grave? No, from the living. Resolving to confront Sophia again, Eleanor flew back to Chicago. Tell me everything, she demanded over dinner. Sophia obliged. It was puppy love, nothing more. Céline chose you. Closure beckoned, but at a price, acknowledging Celine's flaws. Humanizing her late wife meant accepting imperfections, a painful awakening. Returning home, Eleanor faced Mia's growing curiosity. Who is Sophia, Mom? Grandma mentioned her. The moment arrived. Truth or deflection? She chose partial honesty. An old friend of Mommy Celine's. Mia nodded, but Eleanor sensed the ripple. Innocence cracking. The cost of secrets mounted. A ledger of emotional debts. The ripple became a wave when Mia overheard a phone call with the lawyer, her small voice trembling. Are Grandma and Grandpa taking me away? Eleanor's world tilted. She scooped Mia up, assurances tumbling out. No, never. You're mine. But inside, terror gripped. Had her actions invited this fear? The ethical tightrope snapped. Protection had bred anxiety. She decided on mediation, inviting Celine's parents to a neutral cafe. For Mia, she emphasized. They arrived wary, Bibles in tow. We want what's best, the father said. Eleanor countered. Best is acceptance. Stop undermining me. Tears flowed as vulnerability surfaced. The mother admitted. We miss Celine so much. Blaming you. It's easier than grieving. A crack in the armor, humanity beneath prejudice. But reconciliation demanded compromise. They agreed to therapy sessions, exploring biases. Eleanor wondered. Was this capitulation? Her inner voice debated. Forgiveness heals, or enables. Society praised unity, but at what personal toll? Friends warned. They'll never change. Yet for Mia's sake she persisted. Sessions unearthed deep wounds. Celine's father shared his upbringing, rigid faith condemning sin. I loved her, but feared for her soul. Eleanor empathized, recalling her own disownment. Love isn't sin, she urged. Progress inched forward, but setbacks loomed. A session where the mother slipped. God intended man and woman. Eleanor's anger flared, storming out. At home, Mia's behavior shifted, clingy, questioning. Do you love me like a real mom? The words pierced. Eleanor held her. More than anything. But doubt seeded in Mia too. A generational echo of societal scorn. The price of this battle? Her daughter's security. Sophia offered perspective via email. You're stronger than this. Cut ties if needed. Tempting, but Eleanor resisted. Abandonment mirrored her past pain. Instead, she documented everything, preparing for worst case. Paranoia or prudence? The line faded. A betrayal struck when Celine's parents skipped a session, emailing. We can't condone this lifestyle. Heartbreak hit. Trust shattered anew. Eleanor blocked them, tears streaming. Had she been naive? Inner turmoil peaked. Fighting for acceptance, only to face rejection. The moral crossroads. Retaliate or release. She chose release, focusing on Mia. They volunteered at Pride events, building a chosen family. Mia blossomed, but scars lingered. Eleanor journaled nightly, unpacking guilt. Did I escalate unnecessarily? Or defend rightfully? Months passed. A letter arrived from the grandparents. We're sorry. Can we try again? Skepticism warred with hope. Consult Sophia? Know her decision now. She replied cautiously. One chance. The cycle threatened restart, but growth hinted. Yet, doubts persisted. Was reconciliation genuine, or manipulation? Society's pressures, be forgiving, be strong, clashed with self-preservation. Eleanor's awakening deepened. Love required boundaries, not blind endurance. The drama simmered as Mia's birthday approached. Planning a party, Eleanor invited them tentatively. Acceptance came, with promises of change. Optimism flickered, but vigilance remained. The cost? Eternal guard, a weary soul. But for Mia's smile, worth it? Her heart said yes, mind hedged. The birthday party unfolded tensely, Celine's parents arriving with wrapped gifts. No dresses this time. Mia squealed in delight, hugging them. Eleanor watched warily, her mind a battlefield of trust and caution. Smiles masked undercurrents, small talk avoided pitfalls. But as cake was cut, the mother pulled Eleanor aside. We saw a counselor. We're trying. Sincerity? Or strategy? Eleanor's gut twisted. Forgiveness felt like surrender. Inner reflections surged. Years of building resilience, only to bend? Yet refusal meant isolating Mia. The ethical bind tightened. Prioritize healing or justice? She nodded politely, but resolve hardened, boundaries firm. Post-party Mia beamed. It was perfect, Mom. Relief mingled with unease. Eleanor tucked her in, whispering stories of Celine. But alone, questions haunted. Had she compromised too much? Society lauded reconciliation, but ignored the toll on marginalized hearts. Sophia texted. You did good. Proud of you. External validation soothed, but self-doubt lingered. Eleanor revisited old photos, Celine's radiant smile, their wedding vows promising eternity. Betrayal by her family felt like desecration. Yet Celine would want peace. A final confrontation brewed when the father called. We accept you. As Mia's guardian. Guardian? Not Mom. Fury ignited. I'm her mother. The call ended abruptly, lines drawn anew. Eleanor realized. Change was superficial. Core biases endured. She cut contact definitively, explaining to Mia. Sometimes families argue, but we have each other. Mia's sadness stung but resilience shone. Okay, Mom. I love you. The decision's weight settled. Loss for gain. Months later, life stabilized. Eleanor dated tentatively, exploring her identity anew. Mia thrived, embracing their story. But echoes remained. The dress hidden away, a reminder of battles fought. Awakening came gradually. Eleanor advocated for LGBTQ rights, sharing her tale anonymously. Empowerment replaced victimhood, but scars defined her. The price paid. Isolation from blood ties, but freedom from toxicity. In quiet moments she pondered. Did choices define morality or circumstances? Society's judgments faded. Her truth prevailed. Was Eleanor's ultimate severance from the grandparents a necessary act of self-preservation, or an unforgiving denial of potential redemption?